I work for FreedomWorks, and so I am involved in all of these grassroots all over the country. So not only am I still very active in the Oregon Republican Party and the Oregon Tea Party, I'm also very active in the 912 Project and helping people all over the country create groups and get active in their local government.
Oh, so that's kind of the common link with you and your mission is grassroots, people speaking out and trying to take their government back.
Yep. It's bottom up, it's not top down. You know, if you ever tried to herd cats, I tell people that the Tea Party is very much like trying to herd cats because they're very liberty-minded. They all have individual ideas and thoughts about what they want to accomplish in their own community. And so my job is not to tell them what to do, but to teach them how to organize so that they can do whatever they feel is necessary in their own communities. And I call it community organizing for good and not evil.
Yeah, you know, that's interesting, actually. You know, when I see the riots in Egypt, when I see the riots going on throughout the world, when I see the riots in the unions in Wisconsin, you tend to see the same people there, and I'm started kind of connecting the dots that they're all part of community organizing type of group.
They're part of a very orchestrated effort, the group Organizing for America, which became Barack Obama for America. They have an extensive grassroots network of people that come out at a moment's notice. Many of them are paid.
By our tax dollars?
Not by our tax dollars now, but like these organizations, Organizing for America, ACORN, all of these groups. ACORN did receive taxpayer money, but a lot of these are funded by billionaires like George Soros and they always talk about the Koch brothers and the people who fund some of the things on the right. They fail to always mention that there's somebody definitely funding this for the left, and a lot of these organizations are paid. They have paid protesters, they have paid union members, they have paid people that come out and create havoc for anybody that they don't agree with.
Well spoken. I don't have really all the information on this, but just to maybe simplify it, here is Barack Obama's website. And right here it has three things to try to bring about the change that he wanted to bring. He uses the word find an event near you, join a local organizing group, get started, or get trained on community organizing. So the three words, find, join, and get trained. Now, you go on the United Nations website, United Nations Youth. Anyway, I don't know what the other two letters there stand for, but anyway, it's a United Nations website, and they're trying to attract youth. There's three words. It's connect, learn, and act. Now,
and if you go to our website, we have a website called freedomconnector.com, and you can find, you can connect, and you can organize. And so we are absolutely going to use these tactics that have worked so well for the left. We're using that now to community organize for good and not evil, for liberty, for freedom, for individual rights, for the rights for you and I to be prosperous. And that website, freedomconnector.com, you can actually go on there and find people in your neighborhoods.
Excellent.
And find groups, find events, find happenings, communicate with people. And so we definitely want people to utilize that tool. It was set up by FreedomWorks, but no matter what liberty organization you're with, whether you are a Republican Party, an independent party, a libertarian, whatever it is, we want people committed to freedom. And so those, you can go on there and sign up for free.
Freedomworks.com.
Freedomconnector.com.
Freedomconnector.com. And
you can also find it on freedomworks.org. Either way, you can find it.
Okay.
And there's over 123,000 people online right now finding each other and connecting for good and not evil.
Okay.
It's exciting to me.
Okay, good. Yeah. And the people in the United States that really love the United States still, that love our Constitution, we need to do something because whoever on the left who began community organizing, now they're doing the same thing in the United Nations, and I'm pretty sure the left in the United States and the United Nations are pretty much one mind. Is that Would you agree with
Well,
that?
there's a lot of groups that what they want to do is remove sovereignty from America
Yeah.
and create it more like these global universes and these, global societies. And our founding fathers, they understood how detrimental that would be and the downfall of our nation would be when they created our republic. There's many, many sayings from our founding fathers about not being entangled with foreign governments. And we have neglected that. And I think that you're seeing ordinary, average Americans who are learning about their Constitution, learning about their founding fathers, and they know in the pit of their stomach that something is not right. Then if it looks like socialism and smells like socialism and tastes like socialism, it's socialism, and they don't like it. And that's where you saw the rise of the Tea Party. You saw these people say, no, you can't tell me that, spending trillions of dollars in stimulus is going to help our economy. I don't believe it. You can't tell me that, funding, whether it was Obamacare or cap and trade or all of these regulations that were literally forced down the throat of Americans, they got this visceral reaction and they went, no.
Yeah. Thus, we're making an impact.
We are.
And the Obama administration and the media elite who wants to support Obama and George Soros, who has all this money to trickle down and to pay for that support, they're not fond of the Tea Party.
No. And they've called us terrorists.
And and Obama was elected to serve us, and he has no concept of that. He thinks once he got elected that made him the guy.
And we get, at FreedomWorks, we get a lot of email, a lot of phone calls, and people are very angry about being called a terrorist by their president. And yes, he is my president. I did not vote for him, but he's still my president. We live in a republic, a representative republic. So he's my president, and that man has called me a terrorist because I don't want to spend more money and I don't want to indebt future generations.
I don't ever remember Jimmy Carter, you go on from there, Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr., even Clinton. Clinton was very kind to his opponents, but not maybe to the Republican Party. He offended me at some times, but still he was pretty decent. Or George Bush Jr., ever attacking the American citizens.
Right.
Do you ever?
No, and this president has told Republicans, you need to get to the back of the bus. I mean, those were his words. He told us, well, you better get to the back of the bus. And which is a slam to the American people that considered themselves Republicans.
Yeah.
That it's and then we turn around and hear from him that we need to have civil tone.
Yeah.
We all have to get along. And
I don't know how anybody
side,
could be so hypocritical. So I mean, just so blatantly.
Yeah.
And how the media can keep being okay with that.
Well, there's definitely a bias that happens,
Yeah.
but even I know a lot of good Democrats, and they
Yes.
are waking up to this, and they are becoming part of the Tea Party, and they're becoming part of these organizations like FreedomWorks and 912, and because they want the truth,
Yeah.
and they want to know what am I not being told
Yeah.
by the media, and now there are so many alternative medias. We
Yeah.
don't need CBS and ABC and NBC.
Yeah.
There are thousands of conservative blogs. There are thousands of news networks out there online. We don't need to be told this is how you need to think. We're not sheeple.
Yeah.
We can think for ourselves. We can come to a conclusion, and people are waking up, seeing that the media has really been in the tank for Obama.
Yeah, well, which I think is one of the reasons why Obama has also criticized Fox News, which is just a totally new thing, again, that the president,
Yep.
did.
Yep.
And he is trying to, or he has brought regulatory, he has a regulatory czar for the internet, is that right?
Right. They're trying to instill the fairness doctrine or some safeguards, as they call them, in under the guise of protecting us.
That's what the left is excellent about having keywords like a woman's right to choose.
Right.
Well, there's more to the story than that. But they're really good at that kind of
They're
propaganda.
just
So the
protecting you,
fairness
Veronica.
doctrine
They just
isn't fair.
Right. It's not fair because it doesn't. All they want to do is that conservative talk shows that are very, very popular, very, very good. They want to say, oh, well, we want to take that away from you and give half your time to somebody else.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
How is that fair? If you earn it, it's yours. If you have built this
Yeah.
reputation on your own talk show, it's your talk show. Why does the
Yeah.
government have any say in what you do?
Well,
with it?
and if somebody wants to say, well, I think that is fair because I want to hear both sides, well, then go to a movie theater and look at the left wing propaganda. And I understand too that a lot of these Hollywood people, one reason why they can continue being liberal Democrats is because they get tax breaks. Is that right?
Well, there's tax breaks for everybody. Let's not say it's just for liberal
Not really
Democrats.
for me. Do you
Well,
get a tax break?
there's tax breaks for businesses. There's tax breaks for small businesses.
Yeah.
The people and here's one thing I do agree with the left on. The people that get really hurt in the middle are those middle income Americans who don't own a business, who don't have any of those tax breaks. They make just above, the breaks to get the earned income credit and those sort of things. And so those are the people that really do get hurt. And we have lobbyists in DC that they're the problem because they buy off your congressmen and your senators with goodies. And they give, let's say, solar energy, special tax breaks and special tax incentives for the government if you buy solar energy. Okay, well, how is that fair to the guy who has the wood stove company?
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
You've got the government picking winners and losers. And the
Yeah.
only way that you're ever going to get rid of that problem is to go to something like a flat tax where everybody pays the same amount regardless of how much you make. If you make $1 million, say it's 10%, you pay $100,000 a year. No tax breaks, no incentives, no gimmies, no buybacks, no special breaks. If you're a business owner and you make $250,000 a year, then your tax burden is $25,000 a year. If you're, a family making $50,000 a year, then your tax burden is $5,000 a year. Versus, if you make 47 and you've got 4 kids, then you get $10,000 back, even though you didn't really pay 10. What all those numbers? It's a joke.
Yeah.
The tax system is a way to buy off your congressmen and your senators.
Yeah, and it falls under the Communist Manifesto as have a heavy progressive and graduated income tax.
Yes,
So
it does.
we're on our way.